If you watch this show, you know I'm a fan of professional wrestling. And this is very good to see. Stephanie McMahon. She has announced that the company is stepping up their domestic violence policy. In an interview with Yahoo Sports, we have a zero tolerance policy for domestic abuse. Upon arrest for such misconduct, our superstars are immediately suspended, and should there be a conviction, that superstar or diva would be terminated. The Washington Post continues with this, saying that the company's language in its updated talent programs and policies document posted on the WWE's corporate website reads almost exactly the same, adding in cases, child abuse, and sexual assault under the new zero tolerance policy as well. It also includes a clause that leaves considerable leeway for the company seemingly to terminate employees even if there is no conviction. Also, they are currently working on extending this policy to all of the WWE's corporate employees as well. For those who are unaware, the people you see in the ring, the talent, they're called WWE talent, they are not considered WWE employees. They're independent contractors. That's a whole nother issue. That's also sort of why they could easily implement this policy without having to deal with any sort of talent or players, union or guild. But at the same time, this policy, I know many people don't consider wrestling a sport. I'm a wrestling fan. It's not a sport. They call it sports entertainment, but it is an athletic institution. Their talent are athletes. So this is far ahead of any sort of athletic institution's current domestic violence policy.
Wow.
The NFL, clearly they admit it themselves. This is in response to the recent issues with NFL's domestic abuse issues. But even with that, the NFL has been dealing with this for many years. There are cases that the WWE dealt with previously in the past decade or two. But again, NFL has been dealing with this a lot longer. They've been around a lot longer than the WWE. Props to the WWE for stepping up, and really, I think the policy is very. Everyone should be matching this policy. Immediate suspension, period. Termination upon conviction.
Yeah.
And leaving it open that if they still don't feel like maybe they weren't convicted because there wasn't enough reasonable evidence beyond a reasonable doubt, but they still feel like we know this guy did this, they can still terminate you. I think it's something to definitely
Look at you.
look at and talk about it positively.